All right, guys, the mystery of the RODI unit, I feel like a moron, has been solved. On the phone a couple times with MaruneDepot. Really impressed me with the customer service because they're actually going to ship me out a new RODI membrane. Those things are not cheap. So I appreciate them going ahead and doing that and walking me through the process. So let me explain what I didn't do right in terms of the flush, and then I can tell you how to do it properly, and when I get the new components, I'll go ahead and do that. So the instructions cover, obviously all the models that they have. This is their 100-gallon per day, 4-stage model, the 4 cartridges, the 3 vertical, and the 1 horizontal sediment cartridge, carbon, DI, RO membrane. The water comes in, it hits the sediment cartridge, catches the particles, then it goes through the carbon, then it comes up into the vertical RO membrane. At that point, you can drink it, but once it goes into DI, you can't. The wastewater comes out of the RO membrane. The DI does the final polishing, and then it comes back out into your return tank. Well, when you set this up, it comes to you shipped with all 3 vertical cartridges installed, screwed in there, everything. What's not installed is the RO membrane. It sits in a separate bag. It has some bacterial or antibacterial stuff in it. It's in the instructions. And the instructions here tell you that you have to flush the system for 5 minutes first. Allow cold water to run for 5 minutes, flush sediment and carbon block, pre-filters already installed. Flushing the pre-filters will help to maximize the TFC membrane. So what it basically says is, hey, run water through the system. That tube will be empty for at least 5 minutes. Then you can put the RO membrane in, and you're good to go. However, an important thing that I missed, which is step 2. For RODI systems, which this is, again, these instructions are one size kind of fits all, you need to remove the DI cartridge from the far left chambers before turning on the cold water supply. That's everything. Because if you just flush the system as it comes out of the box with the sediment, carbon, and DI resins all in there, that tube is empty, you're going to destroy the DI membrane. This is the DI membrane. It's totally trash now. As you can see, there's some blackening down there, and it doesn't look like it's bad, but it's it is now trash, because when you flush it, you're taking all the carbon and sediment and pushing it through the DI. You're going to blow out the DI immediately. The DI is the most sensitive, and that's why it goes through sediment, carbon, and RO before it hits the DI. So my bad. The way I figured this out is this TDS meter, which I thought was inaccurate. It's fine. You hook it up before the water comes in, so straight out of your tap, what's your TDS, and then you hook it up on the back end here right before it goes to your holding tank. Hey, what's the TDS? It's coming out 280, going in 280, coming out 40. And I was like, why is it coming out 40? So I decided to move the inline that's supposed to go right before the hits the system, right? What's it coming out of the tap? I moved it to here. Here is where the RO membrane, this is the 3rd step in the process. Blue is good, yellow is bad. So this line here goes down into your DI, this top line. This bottom line here is your wastewater. So what is the TDS coming out of the RO right before it hits the DI? It was coming out of the RO at like 31. 31? 31's pretty good. I mean, we went from 280, 300 to 31. The DI just got to do the final 30. It then jumped from 30 to like 40. So how am I gaining 10 TDS going from the RO to the DI? Guy at MaruneDepot on the call center helped me out and said, well, you probably screwed up the flush, and I did. So when it was hitting that DI, it was catching all the crap when I flushed the system initially from the carbon and the sediment, which was driving up the DI. The DI, which was dirtying the DI filter. The DI filter was so dirty, in fact, from that flush, that it was adding 10 TDS off the RO. So yeah, my bad. They're going to send me the new filters for free. Incredibly thankful for that. These are not thoroughly flushed. This component here is going to replace it just in case. I may leave this one in here and see, let it flush, and then put the new DI on. And if I was already getting to 30 coming through the RO, the new DI, now that all of this is sufficiently flushed, will be good to go. So I screwed up. Thanks to MaruneDepot for fixing it, sending me replacements, even though it was my fault, and talking me through the process. And just to be bulletproof, it was in their instructions. maybe I should get better at reading them. I hope this helps out you guys. You don't run into this issue. We'll see how the system goes. I have a booster pump coming anyway, so yeah, that'll help with the water pressure because I'm only at 40 right now, even though it's coming off that saddle valve there. I want to get more water pressure to make the system more efficient. But anyway, hope you guys learned from this, and stay tuned for more videos.